My name is Bijoy. I'm a software engineering architect specialized in identity and access management. Today, we'll have a technical overview on identity and access management. What is identity and access management? Identity and access management, referred to as IAM, are the set of policies and tools used by the IT departments to ensure that people and entities have the appropriate level of access to the organization's technical resources. IAM systems are technology solutions to securely manage digital identities and their access to various applications and systems. IAM systems manage people and also other kind of identities such as software and hardware. So let's talk about the key tasks performed by an IAM system. One of the main tasks performed by an IAM system is authentication. Authentication is the process of confirming that the entity is who it purports to be. On the diagram here, we show a sample authentication workflow. The entity that needs to be authenticated enters an username and password, which gets validated by the system against a password store. And if the password is valid, the entity is allowed access to the system. And if the password is invalid, the entity is blocked from accessing the system. The next key task performed by an IAM system is authorization. Authorization is the mechanism of providing entities with an appropriate level of access to the resources. For example, an entity that needs access to a content management system might have the role of an editor who can make content changes, or the role of an administrator who can administer the users in the system. So after the authentication process is done, an IAM system will have an authorization component which will check the level of access of the entity and grant him privileges to make changes to the system. Let's now talk about a few key system functionalities that an IAM system would have. One is management of user identities. That would include creation of users, modification of users, and deletion of users from the system. As part of managing an user identity, an IAM system might interact with multiple user directories. User directories are data stores which contain user information. An IAM system will also have features that would let the provisioning and deprovisioning of users. Provisioning will involve providing users with the necessary access to applications and enabling them with the appropriate level of access. In modern IAM systems, role-based access control is often employed to avoid the need of more granular level of access of the users. As we discussed earlier, authenticating users and authorizing users is another set of core functionalities that are offered by an IAM system. Most modern IAM systems will also have reporting features that would provide reports for audits to comply with regulations. Even though it's not a requirement, most IAM systems offers a single sign-on capability which would let users sign on at one place and let them use multiple applications that are spread across the web. Now let's talk about IAM systems that are on premises versus IAM systems that are on the cloud. As of now, more and more organizations are moving from an on-premise IAM system to cloud-based IAM systems. The benefits of cloud-based IAM systems are reduced cost, and increase scalability, availability, and redundancy. Let's now talk about 4 elements of a modern cloud-based IAM system. The primary one is security, that the system has to be secure against all current and evolving threats in the market. Next, the system needs to be smart in the sense that it should have safeguards in place against all current and future expected risk and attacks on the system. Next is scalable. An IAM system should be scalable. As and when the load increases and decreases, the system should be positioned to scale up and down. The last one is simplicity of use. Onboarding of users to a cloud-based IAM should be seamless and a simple process. That brings us to the end of today's session. Have a nice day. Bye.